We'll start with perplexity. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानं शलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपं करुणामयं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरुं श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहस्रगणरत्नान्वितं तप्तसिंह सात्विकं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सकलललिता श्रीविशाखान्ताश्च नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नामने गौराङ्ग नमः हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमस्तुते तप्त काञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी कृष्णानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये नञ्चाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण. Okay, so we were at which sloka? 2.5. 2.5, we completed. So we'll have a little recap. So what all we saw in 2.3, 4 and 5? So we are at this particular section 1, 2.1 to 2.10, Arjun's indecision and accepting Lord Krishna as his guru. Right. So what all we saw at 2.4, 5, fifth reason of not to fight. And what was the fifth reason? But did he say that he will not fight? Okay. So we'll have a quick recap. In 2.3, what we saw. We saw that what you are saying, like, do not yield this degrading. Krishna is asking, sorry. Krishna is, O son of Partha, do not yield to this degrading impotency. It does not become you. Give up such petty weakness of heart and arise. Hence, O chastiser of the enemy. Matlab, the one who subdues the enemy, right? You are a Kshatriya. Enemies are afraid of you. They are scared when you come in front of them. And you are having this kind of weak-heartedness. Hridaya Daurbalyam. Chudram Hridaya Daurbalyam. Right. So we saw why Chudram Hridaya Daurbalyam. And then in the purport we saw what is actually a duty for a Kshatriya. Right. What Kshatriya has to do. And we also saw in Varnasama, all the Varna, they have their prescribed duty. A Kshatriya, they have to administer and fight, and they cannot go back. They cannot say, "I will not fight." If they cannot tolerate any injustice, and they cannot go back from fighting. If there is a call of fight, that's their duty. We'll discuss that again in a little detail today. Similarly, there is a Varnasam dharma for Brahmana, Shudra, and Vaishnava also. Then we saw the story of Parikshit Maharaj, right? And what are the four regulative principles? We discussed how the compassion, the Arjun here is showing compassion, and how this compassion is actually misused in today's context or today these days, right? We are showing compassion for wrong people, and the punishment is being avoided giving to them, while the punishment is actually something which is of more important to them, which is for their own benefit, not for the body but for the soul. So we saw how it is being misaligned now, right? Then we also saw in 2.4 about huh, okay, general etiquette, that he Arjuna says that it is general etiquette that superiors are not be offered even a verbal fight. and they should not be harshly treated. So how can I treat them like that? Right. And then in 2.5, he again explains that Guru Hatwa, like killing of my own Guru, right? Who are Mahanubhav, who are respectable, right? For what? For material enjoyment, bhuktu, right? So he gives all those reasons, and according to we read Srila Prabhupada's purport, according to scriptural code, a teacher who engages in abominable action and has lost his sense of discrimination is fit to be appointed. Right. So it is in context of Dronacharya that Dronacharya now is fighting towards adharma, on the side of adharma. So it's okay if he can be abandoned, not a guru anymore for me in the battlefield. Then we read the story like how, why there are a lot of questions come, why Dronacharya and Vishwapitama, they were like so exalted devotee, they were so much knowledgeable people, they are great brahmanas, which Shrestha, right? Then why they were doing this, right? Not Vishwapitama, Dronacharya was great brahman, but why he was doing that, why he was fighting on the side of Adharma. So we saw the reasons, what all the stories were behind it. And then a little background of it, why Vishwapitama became, how Vishwapitama became Vishwapitama, and how is most one of the most misunderstood devotee. Right. So we saw all these reasons, and one more point what we discussed, that these all problems which are coming, the confusion, all this problem, because we are now having erosion of authority. No one likes to no one likes to work under an authority. Everyone is like entrepreneur, right? Authority. I am my own boss. No one else can be my boss. Right? Everyone wants that. And because of that, yeah, times are also like that. Nowadays, even authorities are a lot of times like that. But because of this thing, what is happening? The whole culture where we used to respect elders, where elders used to respect or not respect, love and give the knowledge to subordinates, that is missing. Right now, everyone is like, if you see the corporate culture, they are superior or they are my manager, right? Because they have to do my appraisal. Otherwise, there is zero respect for them. If you take out of the corporate context, even we can see in our general day-to-day life also, right? There may be a lot of people who are not in your company, but from some other company, they may be director or this and that. How much do we respect them? Zero, right? If they're in my company, they're respectable. If they are not, you are as resident as I am. That is our mentality. So we have forgotten all those respect for elders. The sadachar and shistachar, that is completely missing. Right. So this all we discussed. So today we'll start with 2.6 and we'll further delve into the regions of indecisiveness. Okay. Please repeat after me. न चैत विद्युत् न चैत विद्मः कतरन्नो गरीयो यद्वा जयेम यदि वानो जयेयुः यानेव हत्वा न जीजिविषाम ते अवस्थिता प्रमुखे भारतराष्ट्रा न चैत विद्मः कतरन्नो गरीयो यद्वा जयेम यदि वानो जयेयुः यानेव हत्वा न जीजिविषाम ते अवस्थिता प्रमुखे धार्तराष्ट्रा. Anyone from Prabhuji side? Anyone? It's okay. No one is judging. Very good. Side of Prabhuji.
कतरत्रो गरीयो
Nachayet vidma kataranno gariyo यद्वा जयेम यदि मानो जयेम यादेव त्वां सत्त्वे स्थिता प्रमुखे स्थिता प्रमुखे धातरस्य. Anyone from Mataji? न चैतन्मा ततरन्नो करीयो यद्वा जयेम मानो जयेम यादेव Translation by His Divine Grace, nor do we know which is better, conquering them or being conquered by them. If we killed the sons of Dhritarashtra, we should not care to live. Yet they are now standing before us on the battlefield. Right. So now Arjuna is starting to show with. So till now, what all happened? The four regions has happened, right? This is his now he is delving into the fifth region, right? So what was the first region? Compassion, right? That they are my swajan. How can I kill them, right? What is the second? Enjoyment. Like if I'll kill them, like if they are killed, then with whom I'm going to enjoy this whole Raj, right? What is the third reason? Fear of sinful reaction. That they are my Gurujan, they are my elders, my Pitama. Killing them means I'm going to incur sin, right? And fourth, destruction of habit reason. पूरा रट के बैठो. Good job. Right. Word to word. मतलब if I don't remember, Mukund remembers every single word. Very good. Very good. Right. Destruction of family religion. That when elders are no more, there is no more to pass the knowledge. There is no more to protect the women in the family. And when women are not protected, they will be advanced by those unscrupulous men. And because of that, word Sankar kid will be born into the world. And after this, the religion, there will be irreligion, right? There will be no one to do the religious principle like Shraddha and all those things will be lost. And with Pitar, like our forefather, they will be stuck into the hellish planet or wherever they are, right? They will never be delivered, right? So big reason. So now the fifth region is, but one very important thing. So till all this, till fourth region, it was all like we discussed. Arjuna was very scholar person, right? He was not a not a people like us, right? Who know nothing, right? He was a highly scholar person, and all those regions were actually very solid regions. They were very strong regions, Sastric also. He gives that. In one of the sloka in first chapter, we saw that. He tells that this is what our Shastra said, this is what I have heard, right? Anususrita, right? He tells that this is what I have heard, or it is I have heard means from whom? From the parampara, from the Guru Sishya parampara, right? So these all the reasons are coming from Shastra. These are not something which I have just made up here because I don't want to fight. So just say, when we used to go to school, आज स्कूल नहीं जाना है और लेट गए तो वी हैव 10 of the reason. When we used to go by cycle, the first reason is cycle puncture हो गया. Default reason always cycle puncture हो गया. Right? I don't know. You may not know, but the people who used to go to school by cycle, they will remember. जानते हो? हाँ. तो हमारा पहला reason always cycle puncture. तो टीचर कहते हैं रोज साइकिल पंचर होती है इधर रातों में पंचर करते हैं फिर दो लगता था अगले दिन से टाइम पे होता था तो it's not a region like that, just a made up region, but it is something which is according to our scriptures. That is important. But now Arjuna is going or delving into a region, or a region means area where he is going to tell that I don't understand. I have given all my reasons, but now I really don't understand. I'm lost. I have exhausted all my excuses. And why does he say that? Right. Sometime in our life, what happens? We know we are wrong, right? we start giving reason, and then in between we realize that I'm wrong, right? But we keep on giving reasons somewhere, because ego, right? How can I be wrong, right? सामने वाले को ऐसा नहीं लगना चाहिए मैं गलत था. We end up giving reason. लास्ट में कहते हैं मुझे तो यही पता था. ठीक है, तुम्हें जो पता हो, this is what I feel. मतलब has anyone felt that? ऐसा होता है कि नहीं? हाँ? So Arjuna is also in, like, after saying all those things, he start feeling that he was actually wrong. Right? Whatever he's saying, these are not really correct things. Somewhere he has this realization in his mind. So he comes to the fifth reason, saying that I don't know what is better for me. He's saying all those reasons he is given, obviously what is better for me he should know. But then he knows somewhere that I know that they are on the side of adharma, this is wrong. Right? So I don't know what is better for me, to be conquered or to conquer them. Right? And then if we kill them, then I really do not. And why these reasons are coming? Because he's materially attached to them. All this, so Prabhupada explains this in region. Okay, this is purport. That all these considerations by Arjuna are definitely okay. Before that, right? Arjuna did not know whether he should fight and risk unnecessary violence, although fighting is the duty of a Kshatriya, or whatever he should refrain and live by begging. Right. So in previous verses we saw that it says that it's better to beg rather than do fighting here. So a Kshatriya, he cannot beg. We discussed that. Kshatriya cannot beg. It's not his duty. If he is doing, he is actually relinquishing his Kshatriya world itself. Right. So that's not a duty. Being a Kshatriya, and we have the examples of, like, that when before Mahabharat war, before the Kurukshetra war, right? Krishna went, even at the last attempt, he went to Duryodhana, asked, you give just 5 villages, because they cannot live by begging. They are Kshatriya. They cannot live by begging. You just give just five villages, and that's nothing for you. Bharatvarsha is the whole world, right? Just 5 villages. It's like a drop in the ocean for you. But you are not ready even for that, because they cannot live by begging. So, not even land which is on the tip of a pin. Right. So, all these considerations are by Arjuna definitely prove that not only he was a great devotee of the Lord, but he was also highly enlightened and had complete control over his mind and senses. Very important point, right? And we'll see that what are the indecisiveness which he was fighting for. So, one of the indecisiveness was, should I refrain from fighting? Right. Shall I leave the battlefield? Right. To be fight or to be conquered? That was first his decision. And in the mind he was thinking, like, I'm Kshatriya. Should I fight? He knows that the duty of Kshatriya is to fight, but he still thinks, should I fight? So that is his indecisiveness. He is also thinking, who will be victorious? Right. If you see the meaning, if we kill the sons of Dhritarashtra, that means he is a little confused whether they will win or I will win. Right. So he is not sure, even though Krishna is on the side of him. Right. But he does not know yet, at least in the battlefield. Right. And even if I win or I lose, I will have no desire to live and enjoy the victory. So now the purport here is, this all shows that Arjuna is a great devotee of Lord. Now when you see these reasons, these indecisiveness, what do you think? How can it prove that Arjuna is a great devotee of the Lord? What characters, what qualities do you see from these reasons? Or from these questions? Just think. How a devotee of Lord should be. Does it look like a devotee of Lord should be like that? Just read and then fight. Like first reason, should I refrain from fighting to be conquered or to conquer or be conquered? Okay, he is surrendering himself. Right. Okay. So one reason is surrendering. Although surrendering to who? Surrendering in front of enemy is not a surrender. He has not yet surrendered to Krishna. Not now. Now. In the next verse he will do, but not now. But how a devotee should be, which is a very valid reason, but that will come next verse. Right. Humble, compassionate, right. That is how a devotee must be, right? Dharmam tu sachat bhagavad pradita. Right. Dharma, religion is nothing but the words of God. That is the religion. But the question here is different. Like, what qualities do you see from these questions, from these sentences, a devotee should be like? Devotee should not be like that. But again, we are deviating from the question, right? So read the last line. What do you see from that? What do you infer from the last line? He still doesn't want to fight, but how does it show that devotee should be? Well, a devotee should not fight. Bangladesh में हाँ okay, so one thing is like कि ये दूसरों के बारे में भी सोचता है, like we discussed, compassionate, thinking about others. What else? Very important, right? He should not be worried about result also, right? What else? Duality से भी that result is duality. मतलब it's a kind of duality, right? He should be somehow not in the duality. What else? हाँ वो तो आपने कवर कर दिया, लेकिन और भी इस एक सेंटेंस में बहुत सारी चीजें, एक्चुअली देयर इज अ डायरेक्ट वर्ड ऑन दैट. No desire, not desire, no desire. He does not have any desire to enjoy the kingdom, the material enjoyment. That's very important thing here. And these all things actually, so Arjuna was a great devotee of the Lord. Right. So unless in Purport it says that unless the senses are controlled, and his senses are controlled, we'll see how his senses are controlled. Because someone who does not have a desire, that means his senses are controlled. Otherwise, we all have desires. सामने रसगुल्ला रहेगा, we'll have the desire to eat it, or pizza, for that matter. Mukund is happy, pizza, right? So something we like, if it is in front of us, we cannot control it. A Kshatriya in front of this is a war, right? They are always ready to fight. It's like they will never go back from fight. It's like, give me an opportunity, like Virat Kohli, give me a match, I'll play. So they are also ready to fight always. But then he is in the battlefield, but still he's like, no, 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 I should not do that. He's thinking materially because he still has the material attachment. Right. So unless the senses are controlled, there's no chance of elevation to the platform of knowledge. And without knowledge and devotion, there is no chance of liberation. Very important point here. Right. That if senses are not controlled, this knowledge, whatever we are getting, these are kind of these are useless actually. That's the correct word. But it does not mean that suddenly one bulb will blow, one bulb will and glow, अचानक से हमारे सेंस कंट्रोल हो जाएगा, नॉलेज हो जाएगा. This is a gradual process, takes time, years of practice, right? It does not happen automatically. So important point to know that unless senses are controlled, there is no chance of elevation to the platform of knowledge. And we can actually, we can have the knowledge as much as we want, right? But the knowledge will actually come into come into picture, or knowledge will जैसे फलीभूत होना जिसको हम कहते हैं, it will give the result only when our senses are controlled. Otherwise, it will not be. And without knowledge and devotion, there is no chance of liberation. It's impossible to get liberated if we do not have any devotion. Right. So these all are things. Sense control is something which is paramount to our devotion. It has to be done. It may not happen immediately. But that's what Arjuna is showing, that kind of thing. If I lose, I have no desire to live or enjoy the victory. He is having self-control. So we'll see how Arjuna is having self-control. He has shown a lot of places in previously. In Bhagavad Gita 1.32, what he said, Kim no raj, Kim no rajyena Govinda, Kim bhogail jivitenva. O Govinda, of what avail to us are the kingdom, happiness, or even the life itself, when all those for whom we may desire them are now arrayed on this battlefield? What he is showing here? What character is showing here in this one?
What is he getting a kingdom and everybody is
But what is his character? I'm asking what character. What kind of character he is showing in this particular verse? Compassion, more than compassion. Enjoyment. Enjoyment is not a character, but no desire to enjoy, sense control. This is what he's showing here, right? I have no desire. I have no desire. Right. In the second one, three five. This all reason he gives one after one. Right. Apitrailokya rajyasya hetu kimnu mahi krite. I'm not prepared to fight with them, even in exchange for the three world, let alone this earth. Again, the same thing, no desire. He does not have any desire to enjoy these all things. Right. Renunciation, that's the character he's showing it here. Right. So these all things, whatever Arjuna is showing, these are a quality of devotee. Right. Then in 2.5, in previous verse we saw, Sreyo bhoktum bhaksham api loke. It would be better to live in this world by begging than to live at the cost of lives of the great souls who are my teachers. Right. What character is showing here? He's saying like it's better to beg. Sense enjoyment is one, but there is even more than that. No desire, and no desire leads to what? Living a varnashram dharma. No, he is not. Yes, in a way you are right that he does not, because if he decides that, then he has to come out of Kshatriya dharma, but he'll still be in varnashram dharma, right? But no desire, sense control, what it leads to? Vairagya, detachment, correct, right? That's what the character is showing here. I do not, even if you give me the three lokas together, I do not have any desire to take that. That vairagya renunciation or detachment is showing. Right. I'm completely detached from all this material enjoyment and opulences. Right. And in next verse he will show Sisyasteham sadhimam tvam prapannam. Right. Now I'm your disciple and a soul surrendered unto you. Please instruct me. Surrender. Right. That's the quality he's showing in the that is he's going to show in the next one. So these are the great qualities of the devotee. And in this verse, Arjuna is nothing but showing the great qualities of the devotee in all these verses. So these all verses are not just the regions, but it shows that the purport which Srila Prabhupada wrote here, all these considerations by Arjuna definitely prove that that not only he was a great devotee of the Lord, but he was also highly enlightened and had complete control over his mind and senses. His desire to live by begging, although he was born in a royal household, is another sign of detachment. He was truly virtuous, as these qualities combined with his faith in the word of instruction of Sri Krishna, his spiritual master, indicate. It is concluded that Arjuna was quite fit for liberation. Right. So a devotee is fit for liberation. And who is the devotee who shows these qualities? We'll dig a little more into that in next verse. Right. So repeat after me. कार्पण्य दोषो उपहत स्वभाव पृच्छामि त्वां धर्म संचेता यच्छ्रेयस्यान्निश्चितं ब्रूहि तन्मे शिष्येस्तहं शाधिमां त्वां प्रपन्नम् कार्पण्य दोषो उपहात स्वभाव पृच्छामि त्वां धर्मसम्मुखचेता यत् श्रेयस्यात् निश्चितं ब्रूहि तन्मे शिष्यस्तेऽहं साधिमां त्वां प्रपन्नम्. Anyone from the side? Sanjay Prabhu. कार्पण्य दोषो उपहात स्वभाव पृच्छामि त्वां धर्मसम्मुखचेता यत् श्रेयस्यात् निश्चितं ब्रूहि तन्मे शिष्यस्तेऽहं साधिमां त्वां प्रपन्नम्. Anyone from other side? कार्पण्य दोषो उपहात पृच्छामि त्वां धर्मसम्मुखचेता यत् श्रेयस्यात् निश्चितं ब्रूहि तन्मे शिष्यस्तेऽहं साधिमां त्वां प्रपन्नम्. So translation by his divine grace, Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Now I am confused about my duty and have lost all composure because of miserly weakness. In this condition, I am asking you to tell me for certain what is best for me. Now I am your disciple and a soul surrender unto you. Please instruct me. Right. So very important. This is the verse where actually Bhagavad Gita starts. Right. Why? Why I'm saying that? Bhagavad Gita तो 1.1 से शुरू हुई थी. Why I'm saying that? Bhagavan talked 3 sloka before also. Two. He talked 2 sloka also before. 2.2.
Actual name is what?
हाँ, माता ने बोला. Now he has surrendered to God. Surrender to God is also one thing, right? But even bigger reason to that. It's okay. What else? वो तो ठीक है. ये श्लोका क्यों मैं बोल रहा हूँ कि this is where actually Bhagavad Gita starts. What is Bhagavad Gita? What is Bhagavad Gita?
वो भगवान से पूछ रहे कि आप बताइए मेरा कर्तव्य.
मतलब वो तो है सामने. राइट, यू आर राइट. और वो भगवान से पूछ रहे बताइए मेरा कर्तव्य. व्हाट इज भगवद गीता? Lord's song of Lord, right? And what exactly it is, like when you classify it as a, say, Smriti, Shruti, Upanishad, what it is actually? Actually, it's all of those. And what is Upanishad? Anyone remembers? We had this in one of the class. What exactly is Upanishad? Explaining Vedas, okay? But थोड़ा और सोचिए. उपनिषद किसके बीच में होता है? उपनिषद जो शिष्य होता है वो गुरु से नीचे बैठ के क्वेश्चन आंसर करता है. देयर इज अ कन्वर्सेशन बिटवीन गुरु एंड शिष्य. सो गीता को, भगवत गीता को भी इट्स आल्सो कॉल्ड गीतोपनिषद. राइट, अ लॉट ऑफ टाइम यू वुड हैव सीन दैट गीतोपनिषद. इट इज an उपनिषद and उपनिषद is between guru and shishya. And this is the verse where he tells that now you are my guru. Right. This is where he says that now, but शरण में क्यों आया? क्योंकि he is a guru. So this is the verse where Arjuna says that now you are my guru. I am considering you as my guru. You tell me what is best for me, and give me the right way. Right. I'm surrendering to you. Yes, all those things are correct. But the main important thing, he accepts Krishna as a guru. Right. And we saw that in previous verses all till now. That Arjuna is very confused. Even in next verses also he will say some of these things. Indecisiveness, right? In last we saw that should I fight, should I not fight, should I kill, should I not kill, all those things. He's very confused. In English it's also has a word which you see that perplexity. It's also called perplexity, not the perplexity AI. Right? I'm not talking about that company. Right. That company may not be confused. Right. But perplexity in the life. From where this perplexity, the confusion in life comes? What do you think? From where this confusion comes in people? Could be any view. That's okay. When we are attached by overly attachment to material things. Very good. What else? Not a complete knowledge. Remembered one thing in today's hour, but yeah, later. Topic of later discussion. Okay, what else?
Souls are actual truth. Like talking to different people, like there are different relations.
Absolutely right. When we don't follow one path, we're like, and that actually happened in our village today morning. There was one person. He listened from all the places, all around the world. One this YouTube, one that YouTube, one this reading, one that reading, and all other kachara is in his mind. So one person when he was talking like that, another स्वयंसेवक he told that कि आपके साथ इतनी प्रॉब्लम है कि आपके दिमाग में कचरा भर गया है अध कचरा नॉलेज की वजह से ये हो रहा है so that I remembered when he told the same thing so same thing when we don't know कि एक जगह से क्या करना है ठीक है इधर से भी सुन ले इधर से भी सुन ले यहाँ से भी पढ़ ले वहां से पढ़ ले थोड़ा टीवी से थोड़ा ट्रेन में चलते चलते बस में चल रहे क्या करना है टाइम पास तो करना ही है चलो थोड़ा शास्त्र डिस्कस कर लेते हैं ठीक I was in a train when coming from Vrindavan in February, and there was one guy, and he was listening to a video. That video said was talking about caste system. So once he saw the video, and it was like कि caste system ने बर्बाद किया ही whatever something negative towards all that part. So once he saw the video, I asked him कि आपको पता है caste system क्या होता है कहाँ से आया है ठीक तो he told हाँ मुझे पता है समझ he was a little older man मतलब maybe I look older than him but he was or he would have thought I'm older than him right but he was older probably someone he was retired someday and he said हाँ मुझे सब पता है ठीक है caste की वजह से ये हो रहा है वो हो रहा है मैंने देन आई आस्क्ड कि आप यहाँ जो मतलब उस वीडियो में ये था कि ब्राह्मणों की वजह से सब बर्बाद हुआ ये हुआ है वो हुआ है ठीक मैंने कहा आपको पता है ब्राह्मण कौन होते हैं आई आस्क्ड हिम सो देयर वाज लिटिल कन्वर्सेशन ही टोल्ड then I told ki matlab do you know the origin of this caste system this varnashram system what our Veda used to follow what our Shastra used to follow what our Vedic culture was he said हाँ मुझे सब पता है ठीक है मुझे सब पता है ये वो ये मैंने सब उसको बताया रेफरेंस देके एट द एंड he said आप जो कह रहे हैं सब सही है ठीक है लेकिन फिर भी मैं मानूंगा नहीं जब मेरे पास टाइम होगा तो मैं डिस्कस करूंगा फिर मैं सोने जा रहा हूँ तो that's how we gain knowledge right? by YouTube by those kind of stupid videos तो हर जगह का सुन के एक दिमाग में एक कचरा भर लेते हैं कि सब अमलगम बन जाता है ठीक हमें ये भी आता है ये भी आता है ये भी आता है वो भी आता है हम सबको सुन लेंगे एंड देन वी बिकम लाइक वी नो एवरीथिंग वी डोंट नो एनीथिंग right these things should come from evam parampara prapto right it should come from a disciplic successor how can you be a devotee how can you be a bhakta from listening to someone who is not a bhakt at all he does all the material enjoyment ठीक सुबह से चिकन सुबह चिकन शाम को मुर्गा ठीक मतलब एक ही चीज सॉरी कुछ और मान लीजिए ठीक फिर उसके बाद जब रात हो जाए तो चखना के साथ कुछ और how can he tell you how to become a devotee a devotee a bhakt can only tell you how to become a devotee someone who has experienced it no one else can do right so these kind of devotion should come from a parampara it cannot come from YouTube or TV channels or here and there or train की knowledge से ठीक it cannot so one has to follow a path and that's where it is very important to have the guru the perplexity is like rightly said that it comes from the material attachment overly attached when we get too much attached to material we don't understand from where these things are the confusion keeps on crawling right it keeps on coming and because we are so much attached like Arjuna is here in this case with our swajan, with our like bodily relatives, that we forget that we are not this body. Right? We are the soul, and at the soul level, everyone is swajan. There is no one who is not swajan. Right? So that's where the perplexity of life comes because of all this thing. And um, okay, so Arjuna, he was a close and intimate friend of Krishna. Right? From childhood, they are together. And when Bhagavad Gita actually was spoken, they were around 100 years of old, or probably a little more. ठीक 100 साल से ज्यादा उनकी एज थी. So they were like sakha from the time immemorial. ठीक है, they were like sakha, they were like friends. But here, even when Arjuna started speaking in the starting, he was like, "You are my friend, so I'm telling you those things." But here, he say that I'm surrendering to you as your as a sishya. He tells that I'm surrendering to you as sishya. Now, so tell me one thing. Here he will say that what he is saying that Prichhamitam dharma sammudha cheta. Now I'm confused. So we'll go word by word. Karpatya doso upahat swabhava. Right. That I understand that I am making a mistake. Dosh. And what is the dosh? Karpatya, kripat. So there are two categories of people, or two types we can describe very broadly. Kripat and Brahman. What is kripat? Miserly people who do not really understand things, or who are not stuck to this particular bhakti path, right? Or who don't understand God. They're kripat. And then Brahman, who actually follows this path. So when we very broadly classify, so you say that this kripat is my dosh, which is coming to me. And why it is coming? Because of my swabhav. Right. So Swabhav is something, it's very difficult to change. Very difficult. We all would have experienced in our life, maybe with us, maybe with our grandparents. अरे तुम मुझे क्या सिखाओगे? मैं 70 साल ऐसे ही नहीं हो गया, ठीक है? तुम मुझे सिखाओगे कि क्या करना है? Even if you tell good thing, they will like it. नहीं, तुम मत सिखाओ, ठीक? तुम अभी बच्चे हो. It's very difficult to change the nature. My grandmother was there. I'm not any bad words for her, but her nature was something like that. She used to like find faults in everyone until the time of her death. She was always in that mode only. कितना भी आप समझाइए, कितना भी कर लीजिए, it's very difficult to change somehow. Kind of impossible. So that's what Arjuna is saying. Because of my swabhav as a kshatriya, right? This is a dosh in me. And when we go to the Swabhav, so let's discuss a little bit about Swabhav. That a Kshatriya Swabhav is he should not back up from the fight. That should be his nature. Right. So there are some scriptural references, some stories around it. So this first picture, anyone knows who's that? Dhruv Maharaj and Narad Muni. Right. So what happened? People like everyone probably know the story. I'll just repeat it short. So Dhruv Maharaj went to sit on the lap of his father. Right. So his father had two wives, Suniti and Suruchi and Suniti. So he went to sit in lap of his father, but his father used to love the other, his stepmother more that time. And his stepmother was also there, and she said, "How dare you to sit on the? No, you are not allowed to sit on the lap of father, right? So you go and you be with your mother. Only my son will sit in the lap of my father. You are no one to do that." So he got hurt very much, and he comes back to his mother and he asks that, "What should I do?" So she says that I cannot do anything here, right? Because your father loves your stepmother more, the other queen more. The only thing you can do, he is your father, right? What you can do, you can go ahead and pray to Vishnu, and he will give you whatever is best for you. So what happened there? Then he comes out of. Then he follows the instruction. He comes out of the palace and he starts walking towards the jungle. Now with the whole determination that I am hurt. And what is his determination? He was a Kshatri, son of Kshatriya. small boy, 5-year-old boy, very small. Davit is 5.5, is smaller than even Davit, right? A 5-year-old kid. But he was like, how they can insult me like that? I'm a Kshatriya's son. I will take a revenge. He came out of the palace with the feeling that I will take a revenge. I will have a bigger kingdom than my father. And for that, I will pray to Vishnu and I'll get a bigger kingdom. With that kind of desire and goal, he comes out of palace and he starts walking towards the jungle. Right. Now, Lord is seeing everything. Right. It's always planned. So he sends Narad Muni, go and take care of it. Right. He's a very small boy. So Narad Muni comes and he says that you are a small boy. He gives a lot of reason. He tries to convince you. You are a small boy. Right. A small boy don't care about insult. It's an age for you to play with your friends and just enjoy life. Why are you worried about these insults? These are petty things, and it does not affect you. You're a 5-year-old kid. Go and play. And also, you are going to the jungle. That's not a place for a 5-year-old to live. It has wild animals. You will be in so much danger. So he tries a lot of reasons to convince him that you are a boy and this is a not safe place. Insult does not matter. Go and enjoy. You'll get better things and all those things. But what Dhruv Maharaj says that he first pay his obeisances and then he says that what you are saying, Narad Muni, what you are saying is absolutely correct. Right. These all things are absolutely right. But it is good for those people who are in the mode of goodness, who are in the Sattva. I am right now not in mode of goodness. I am being driven by mode of passion and ignorance, tamogun and rajogun. I want to take revenge. So what you are saying, it is not applicable for me. What you are saying is absolutely correct, and it should actually be proper for someone like a Brahmana, someone who is in a mode of goodness to follow that. All correct thing, but not for me. So, and my heart is like a pot of the wood. Sorry, the soil pot. What you call it? Mud pot. Right. My heart is like that. Once it is broken, it cannot be repaired. So for me, like a 5-year-old kid is giving all those reasons, right? For me, the only way is to get the revenge. He tries a lot, but then uh, he does not get convinced. So a swabhav of Kshatriya. The story is because the swabhav of Kshatriya, even he is a 5-year-old kid, being a Kshatriya, he has this kind of swabhav. It's very difficult to change. Right. So Narad Muni further like he tells that if you cannot help me, then you get out of my way. In a way, politely, not in those words. Right. But either you help me to achieve my this goal, or you come up please step aside. I will do this only. So Narad Muni gives him how to do. He gives him diksha and then all those things happen. Right. So nature of Swabhav. Similarly, the next story, the second one on the top. Anyone knows this story? You might be knowing, right? So there was a Brahmana. He was doing all his morning rituals. Like after puja part, he goes to do arghya in the river, and there was one scorpion, right? So when I was doing arghya, that scorpion bit him in his hand. Right. It was quite painful, obviously, we know. If we or anyone else have been bitten by scorpion, we would know. Right. So how painful it is. But what he does, like even if when he is pain, he takes the scorpion and puts him on the river bank, on the like on the side of the river. So the scorpion, but still he comes under, and then he comes and bit him again. So it happens, keep on happening one after one, 4-5 times it happened, and every time this Brahmana he used to pick up this scorpion, put him aside, even though he was in lot of pain, increasing pain. So one person you see beside him, he was seeing that all those things, and he comes and asks, "Why are you doing this? This scorpion is continuously harming you, and you are just putting him aside, not just throwing him or not just killing him. Why are you doing this?" He said, "I am a Brahmana. This is my swabhav. I cannot help it. But it is my swabhav to be compassionate for all the jiva." Right. And this is a very important character of a devotee, a very important quality of a devotee. Right. We have to be compassionate for every jiva, every single jiva, not just human. Everyone. Right. So he said that this is my swabhav and I cannot change it. However, pain I have to endure. Right. And third, whom you see, I hope everyone knows the third picture. Right? Who is that? Ambani ji. Right. No Rahul Gandhi here, huh? Otherwise, like Ambani, अब देखते ही पहले बोलते हैं Ambani. Right. So it's not about Ambani, right? It's about nature of a West people, right? Their nature is like wherever they go, they will try to find an opportunity to make money out of it. Well, so I gave his example because there is no, I don't know any area where Reliance is not making money from. Think of any area, you'll find Reliance everywhere. So wherever they go, West people or the merchant class people, they will try to find opportunity to make money. Even they go to the jungle, like okay, these like trees, good for. There one story comes one merchant person. He went to yeah. So he went to Ayodhya, no, not Ayodhya, sorry, he went to Kashi. Ayodhya, Kashi, he was on a tour of all those pilgrimages. And then he saw that people are burning there. He went to Ayodhya, then he went to Kashi, he saw people burning there, and he started crying. Right. So people are like, why are you crying? What happened? Today I have the realization. He said, what realization did you get? That whatever I was doing in my life was a waste. I have realization today. So people are like, okay, now. So actually, he was sent by his wife. His wife was a devotee, but he was not becoming a devotee. So the wife sent him on a yatra with a guru. Right, कि यात्रा पे लेके जाए शायद कुछ भला हो जाए इसका. So he came to yatra and then he like after he took off his at the end Kashi he realized he started crying. Then the Guruji, yes, Eureka, got the moment. Right. Now he started crying, he will understand. So he said, what did you realize? I realized that I was doing so many business before earning that less. I should have done the business of trees and so much money here. You see, hundreds of people are burning the bodies here. I could have earned crores doing that. This is my religion. I wasted my whole life on it. That is Swabhav of, that is Swabhav of Vyapari. Right. Even there, so the Guruji said, "Bhai, तुम्हारा कुछ नहीं हो सकता, जाओ." Even there, he tried to find opportunity to make money. That is their Swabhav. Same thing. Geo BlackRock came, right? So there is no sector where you will not find a Baniji, right? One or other. So they are always trying to find. So a Swabhav of that. So fourth story is about a thief. A thief's Swabhav is always to steal. We have a term in English called kleptomaniac. Kleptomaniac, right? There was one story, I don't know if anyone read that. Maybe in bachelor's, I used to read the books of my uncle who was doing bachelor's in English. मेरे परिवार में एक ही लोग होंगे आज तक. ठीक. So I used to read his book. There was a story of kleptomaniac. So similar story like this. So there was a thief, and one day he thought like I should go to pilgrimage. So he went to pilgrimage. So when he went to pilgrimage, he's like, I will not do any bad thing. But then he is a thief. How can he control his urges? So when everyone slept up, he's like, हाथ में खुजली हो रही है, कुछ तो करना है. I have to do something. So what he did, when everyone slept off, he took one person's luggage, put it on another person, the second person's luggage, put it on third person, and like that he exchanged the luggage of everyone there, and he slept off. चलो, अब कुछ तो मतलब okay, मेरी कुलबुली खत्म हो गई. I have done something. So when everyone woke up in the morning, they saw their luggage is gone, and everyone started crying, "You took my luggage! No, you took my luggage!" Everyone was fighting. When he woke up, he saw this happen, right? And everyone is fighting them. They saw, okay, I accept that this is my fault. So I am a thief, right? But I decided that because I'm a pilgrimage, I'll not do any bad thing. So it is all my fault that I have exchanged the luggage because I had to do something. So even a swabhav of thief cannot be changed. So that's what Arjuna is trying to say. The whole point here is that swabhav of a person is very difficult to change. So a kshatriya swabhav is always to be ready to fight. That is his swabhav. He cannot back up from the fight. But think that being such a great warrior, being such a fierce warrior, here what he does, that I don't know what is good for me. He's come to that state. Yes, Mother, any question? नहीं माता दी, it becomes nature. कर्तव्य तो होता ही है, right? कर्तव्य तो होता ही है, मतलब if you are a devotee, then जो somehow you should be by default compassionate for all the jiva. But then when a jiva is being killed, that is your कर्तव्य to stop it. It's not exclusive. It's the same thing, right? Kartavya you do in the situation, but it is always there within you. If you don't have compassion, why would you go and stop it? You will not. You're like, "Hey, हो रहा है, क्या मैं कर रहा हूँ? I don't care. I'll just go." Right. So it's the same thing, but one is like my karma, one is like my nature itself. It becomes inculcated into their swabhav itself. Right. So Arjuna is like uh, Arjuna. He's like being a kshatriya, right? He's kshatriya, and he he has all those reasons, all those qualities of kshatriya. He even fought with the Gandharvas. He even had fight with Lord Shiva. We discussed that story. He had fight with Lord Shiva, and he gave a great fight to him, great match for him. He was so happy that he gave him Pasupast. Correct, right? But then he is now so much confused, so much perplexed that I don't know what is good for me. I don't know what should I do. So that's where he comes to Guru, the ultimate Guru, who is Krishna. Very important lesson for all of us from him. Then, what we try to do when we are confused. When we are confused, let's say something happened in the office, something happened at the home, something happened at the society, right? What we try to do. We can think of what we try to do.
Seek it.
Do we actually do that? Okay, but अगर आप करते हैं, then you are actually a great soul. But what generally we try to do? नहीं, that also happens later. First we try to control things. I can try to control things. I will do, but अब मैं कर लूंगा. Don't worry about it. Right. First we try to control things, thinking that I will be able to control. First mistake, we think that we are the controllers. We are not. There is only one controller, Ishwar. Ishwar means the supreme controller. Right. So that's what we try to do when we are confused. What else? Then we reach out to friends, relatives, seniors. Then what should we do? We try to reach out to everyone except where we should. Right? The God to ठीक है, God से reach out करना is not that easy. But what does this particular sloka tells us? Surrender to who? नहीं. Surrender to Guru. We cannot directly reach to Krishna. Not possible. People say ना कृष्णा दिखाओ कृष्णा दिखाओ कृष्णा कहाँ है कृष्णा? I don't believe in God. कहाँ है कृष्णा दिखाओ? भाई, you are not qualified to see Krishna. First of all, know that. You are not even qualified to go shake hand with Narendra Modi, whom you can see every day on the TV. How can you think you are qualified to see Krishna? First come to that level, and then you imagine that show me Krishna. Right? It takes many lives to come to that level to become eligible to even understand Krishna. Seeing Krishna is another level itself. Right. So show me Krishna. If next time someone say, you can always go back. First give me a handshake from Trump. Then I will go show you Krishna. You do that, I will do that. हाँ तो नहीं होगा ना. That's not. इसीलिए तो. Then they will realize. Oh, first we have to be qualified to see the Krishna. Now, so this miserliness and cowardliness, carpenter doso, right? And this is causing. Here he says that dharma sammudha cheta, causing bewilderness or perplexity in Arjuna, right? Because of all these those. And then what he says, yachreyasyam nishchitam bruhitan me. Means, now you tell me what is good for me. Till now, I have behaved with you like like a friend. Now don't treat me as a friend. Now you are my guru. Now you are my guru. So tell me what is good for me. Not diplomatically, not sugarcoating it. However bitter it is, you tell me what is nishchitam. That Nishchitam word said, what is the certainly good for me? And another word comes, Yat Shreya. Shreya, you remember Shreyas and Prayas? What is Shreyas? Long-term benefit. What is Prayas? Immediate, short-term benefit, immediate. Like we think, क्योंकि ये कर लेते हैं चलो, we'll have short-term benefit. Right? We don't think of long-term. And 99.999% of the world goes for this prayers. We see only, okay, ये करेंगे ये तुरंत हमें मिलेगा, we are okay. कल का बाद में देखेंगे. We have YOLO, that is also prayers only. You only live once. I told that story, one person in my society itself, he told that. अरे एक ही तो लाइफ है, क्या तुम इतना टाइम वेस्ट करते हो, नाम जपते रहते हो, टाइम वेस्ट करते हो, आओ एंजॉय करो, ठीक है, खाओ पियो मजे करो. I said it's okay. ठीक. So we always think about our prayers, but what here Arjuna is saying, tell me what is Shreya for me, Shreyas for me, long-term benefit, not the short-term benefit. Right? What is Shreyas for me? Because he realizes here that these all reasons which he is giving is actually nothing but the prayers, short-term benefit. That's why he's asking what is better for me, these things. And how? That sisyasteham sadhinam tvam prapanna. Right. That now I have accepted you as my guru. I am your sisya. And I have come into your saranagati. Surrender. So now you tell me that, not as a friend, not as someone who has spent time with me as my sakha, but as someone who is my guru. So tell me what is good for me. So Srila Prabhupada writes here, like by nature's own way, the complete system of material activities is a source of perplexity for everyone. This whole world is made that we become confused. They're discussing in last class or Saturday class, why this world is made like that. Why only humans are that who actually have to suffer all those things. A bird, an animal does not worry about कि अरे खाना कहाँ से आएगा, रिटायरमेंट के बाद क्या करना है, मेरे बच्चे, मेरा ये पहनने के लिए कपड़े. He does not worry about any things at all. Why it is always human who have to worry about all those things? Why do you think? More desires is the cause of worry. That is the cause of worry. But why human only? Why in human life? Why not all the life has to worry?
यही योगी में आप ईश्वर को
हाँ,
संतुष्ट
this is the junction. This is the junction. You cannot, even if you become a devata by doing all the pious activities, you do all the good activities, you can get a life of devata, you cannot go back to Godhead. Again, when you exhaust all your good deeds, you have to come back to human life, and this is the only way you can actually go back to the Godhead. There is no other way. And that's why only humans suffer, because only humans can understand all those things. And this has been given to human, you understand, this is the material world, which is nothing but, it's a prison, right? And in a prison, even if you are like getting a good food, the jailer is your preferable, you are still in a prison. You think that I am happy, I am getting, like I have access to the garden. Others are in like solitary confinement. They are thrown in a small cell. मैं तो जेलर का दोस्त हूँ, जेलर मुझे बुक्स देता है पढ़ने के लिए. In the end, you are still in the prison. You are not out of the prison. Right. So that we have to understand. This all miserable life is because we are getting, and we only understand in the human life is because understand. That's where this we discussed this one sentence I completely forgot. Athato Brahma Jigyasa. It is started. Therefore, let's inquire. It is not for cats and dogs. It's for humans. Therefore, now that you have come, you have gotten the human life. Let's inquire why. Why have you gotten human life? Why? What is the purpose of you to coming in this world? How can you get out of it? Why you are suffering? These all things. Now let's inquire. Very important to understand that. Right. So these all perplexity is because the material world. In every step there is a perplexity. Therefore, it behooves one to approach a bona fide spiritual master who can give one proper guidance for executing the purpose of life. All Vedic literature advises us to approach a bona fide spiritual master to get free from perplexities of life, which happen without our desire. Right. So all Shastra says the same thing. Find out Guru who is authentic, coming from parampara, not इधर का YouTube, उधर का YouTube, यहाँ का वो ट्रेन की बात, ये वो, not like that. Find a proper parampara and get the knowledge from there. There are 4 sampradaya. Go to any of the sampradaya. No problem at all. Right. Find a proper guru whom you are. We'll discuss more about the guru in the next, like in the coming next next slides. I would say, or next session itself. Right. Then in the end, like a person with bona fide spiritual master is supposed to know everything. One should not therefore remain in material perplexity, but should approach a spiritual master. This is the purport of this verse. Very important here to know. We discuss that what we do. We reach out to our family, our friends, and this and that. But they also may not help. How much they can help you? A person can give you the knowledge how much they know, right? मैं आपको उतना ही बता पाऊंगा जितना मुझे आता है. आप मुझसे कोई शास्त्र का कोई पुराण का क्वेश्चन पूछोगे, maybe I don't know. I may not be able to tell you. I can tell you only what I know. Right. So they can only give you those kind of good long-term benefit only what they know. But when you reach out to authentic spiritual guru, right, a spiritual master, they can actually tell what is the shreyas for you, what is the long-term benefit for you. It may not look good at that point of time, but then you are not this body only. We have to be here for we don't know how many lifetimes. Right? So we have to think that way. So next purpose says that later he explains. Who is the man in the material perplexity? The one who does not understand the problems of life. Like the people, you only live once. अरे क्या प्रॉब्लम है ये? People say that a sine curve होती लाइफ. दुख आता है तो सुख आएगा. अरे क्यों आता है ये तो बताओ. आता तो है, सबको पता है. Then why? How can you come out of it? Just because एक कहानी हमने सुनी थी ना कि एक बंदा जिसको एक व्यक्ति है जो क्या कहते हैं भाग रहा था जंगल में, ठीक, उसको शेर दौड़ाता है, तो वो ट्री पे चढ़ जाता है. He climbs on the tree and then he climbs on the tree. Then he saw that there are few squirrels who are now scrubbing the branch of the tree where he is. So the branch is already going to break. Right. So he is now afraid. Then there is a beehive on top of his head. Right. And there's a one bear who is shaking the tree. And because of this shaking, the bees are now very irritated and they are like now stinging that person. He has all the problems in life. Then what happens? One drop falls into mouth of this guy, near mouth, right? And he licks it. यही तो सुख है. And he forgets all the problems, whatever is happening. नीचे शेर है, ठीक है? There is a lion, there is a bear, there is a stinging bees, there is a squirrel who is going to break your branch, and 2 animals are waiting. आओ. ठीक. He forgets all the things. He's like, oh, यही तो सुख है. That is what our life. The small happiness we get in our life, we forget about all the problems which we are facing, life after life. That is our state, right? So the one who does not understand problem of life, he is the miserly man, and he is miserly man who does not solve the problems of life. There are people who understand, but then they will not solve the problem. हाँ मुझे पता है, but मैं क्या कर सकता हूँ? That is actually crippled. Those are the crippled people, right? मैं क्या करूँ, ये जिंदगी, मतलब ये दुनिया ही ऐसी बनी है. माता जी, you want something to प्रभु जी वो पास कर दीजिए, वो तकिया. So, and who does not try to solve the problems in life as a human, right? And who does quits the world like cats and dogs. This is the nature of life. So ऐसे ही सब जीते हैं, हम भी ऐसे जिएंगे, मर जाएंगे. again फिर से पता नहीं कहाँ जाएंगे. So they do not understand the science of self-realization. And what is self-realization? Understanding that we are not this body, but we are soul, and who is God. Right. So one who does not utilize the opportunity properly is the miser. This is the one life we have got. Yes, we only live one. It's possible that you only live once, but not for enjoy. We don't know next life what will be. Again, we'll become a sewer, kutta, bal, bhed, bakri, and then we don't know when again we are going to get this human life to understand or get the opportunity to understand that. Right. So we actually only live once. We have to think, but not to enjoy, but to get out of from here. The mentality should be like that. Right. Then he says that the Kripana of miserly people waste their time on being overly affectionate for family, society, country, etc. in the material conception of life. Although he could understand that his duty to fight was awaiting him. So he's confused because he understands it is his duty, he is Kshatriya. Right, he understands all those things. Still, on account of miserly weakness, Hriday Shudram Hriday Daurbalyam, he could not discharge his duty. Therefore, he is asking Lord Krishna, the supreme spiritual master, to make or to give him a definite solution. Right. So tell them, please tell me truthfully, what should I do? What is the good? What is the long-term benefit for me? Shreyas, right? Ultimate good for me. So now we'll discuss like what is the duty of disciples. It actually came. So we'll just kind of recapping this. So in Bhagavad Gita, uh, a 4 point. You're right. Absolutely right. Right. So in Bhagavad Gita, this comes. तद्विद्य परिप्रातेन परिप्रश्नेन सेवया उपदेशाति तेजन ज्ञानम ज्ञानिनास तत्वदर्शिनम. Right. Means how to become a disciple. Arjuna is actually showing, we discussed that Arjuna is showing all these qualities. First, paripratena. Paripratena. So paripratena, no, first one. Tat vidhi paripratena. Right. Paripratena means praten, nipat means fall down. Fall down means नीचे गिर जाना नहीं. Fall down like a dandavat. Right. Paripratena completely fall down like a dandavat. So first, it means that surrender to your guru. Now surrender to your guru means what? Leave everything and बीवी बच्चे सबको छोड़ के गुरु के पास पहुंच जाइए. What do you understand by surrendering to guru? Following the instruction of the guru. That is the best way to surrender to guru. Right. There is no actually other way. Follow the instruction of the guru, as they have said. That is the surrender to the guru. Not leaving everything. संन्यास ले लिया अब तो बस बीवी बच्चों से परेशान हो गए. This is my time. परिप्रातिन. Right. Leaving the world. Right. और फिर then gives Bhagavad Gita 4 point says that. So my wife, my time has come. Please forgive me and I'm going to leave. I'm not telling that. Don't do that. That means follow the instruction of the Guru as it is said. Then pariprasnena sevya. What does that mean? We have discussed this verse at least 4 to 5 times.
Questioning,
Ask questions humbly to actually know the real knowledge of it, not to challenge Guru. अरे गुरु जी देखते हैं आपको कितना नॉलेज है. Let's see. Right. आज तो मैं आपसे ऐसा क्वेश्चन पूछूंगा कि आपके गुरु भी नहीं बता पाएंगे. मैंने उस वाले YouTube पे देखा. Not in that way, because you have to go to Guru with intention to gain the knowledge, which is shreyas for you, not to challenge Guru. Nothing you will achieve by challenging Guru. क्या होगा? नहीं बता पाएंगे. Then how it is benefit you? Maybe for short term my ego will be satisfied. Oh, I know more than my Guru. But then nothing will happen, right? Will still be there, and these kind of ego actually entangles us more and more into this world. The whole material world is actually made to entangle us here only. The Maya Devi is acts like that. She will show us so many enjoyment that you get so much entangled into this. You're like, life is good here. Why should we go out? हाँ थोड़ी problems आती है बीच में, but that's okay. Where it does not come. So you get entangled, you think this is the honey. Right. So, Pariprasnena Sevya, ask the question. Because our Sanatan Parampara is based on asking the question. Guru, we talked about Upanishad. Upanishad is the conversation where Shishya used to ask the questions from Guru. Right. Okay, what is good for me? Or they ask the question, they clarify all that out. When they are convinced, they accept the Guru. Then upde updeksyanti te jnanam. Right. What does that mean? And jnanina tattvadarshina. What does that mean?
जो भी गुरु उपदेश like whatever instructions or knowledge he is sharing, the वो follow करने हैं मतलब.
It means that Tattva Darshana, Guru can be only one who knows the Tattva. Like we discussed, a Bhakt can only tell you how to become a Bhakt. Someone who does not know about Krishna Tattva, someone who does not know about Vishnu Tattva, how can he tell you that? So Guru actually is the someone who knows about Vishnu Tattva or Krishna Tattva and he has experienced it. These two lines means that. But before that actually, the third point is Sevaya. It's not like, okay, Guruji, I have surrendered to you. You gave me knowledge. Tata, bye bye. That's it. I have gotten the knowledge. Not like that. Our whole dharma is based on service. Even when we do in a lot of other organizations, the whole concept is based on the service. Right. So if we want to gain the knowledge, that also has to be on the service. And by service, what do I mean? Like, what do you understand by serving a Guru? Like you understood about how Padipratim, surrendering to Guru. What do you mean? What do you understand by doing service to a Guru? Haath pair dabana? Champi? Or? Correct? Or?
Anything like assisting him in his daily routine.
Correct.
उसके काम रहते हैं.
हाँ, मतलब whatever we can assist our Guru in doing his duties. Right. Like, simple example. I am here taking classes because my Shiksha Guru was. He wanted Krishna consciousness to reach more and more people. So he asked us, you also start class. He asked like few of us. He asked many of them, actually, not few of them. He asked many of people to do. So some people who thought like, okay, we can do that. So they took. So that is a one service. Like Guru has asked us to do something, we'll be doing it. That way we actually also become a devotee. Because he says that, and actually Srila Prabhupada used to say that. When you do the preaching, it's one person is sure to become a devotee. That is yourself. Even if no one becomes a devotee, you yourself will become a devotee because you have to read, you have to follow, you have to spend a lot of time to understand this thing, then only you can answer the question. And then you have to follow because if you are not following, I will come to that point also later today, sometime. Right. If someone is not following something, they cannot ask someone else to follow that. And people will not even follow it. Why should I? So they have to show by their acharan also. So all those things. So how can we do the seva? One thing is like assisting them. Another thing is like following their instruction. Right. That is the biggest service for a guru. So Sisya, I'll just give one anecdote of this. This comes from a Sanskrit dhatu. Dhatu means a root. Every word has a root, right? In English also we have a root for word. So it comes from a dhatu called sas dhatu. Sas means to rule. And this dhatu or sas word is actually a root word of a lot of things. Jैसे शासक. Shasak means the ruler. Sastra. So you can be ruled based on few things, right? You can be ruled by power, by the fear of the weapon, by the fear of the punishment. So Sastra also came from the Sas dhatu, right? And then Sastra, you can also be ruled by the Sastra. What our Sastra say? And actually a proper ruler should rule by both of them. All the Kshatriya, they actually used to. Kshatriya, where like we are discussing why Arjuna was so knowledgeable, because he used to have all the knowledge of the Shastra and also as a warrior, Shastra also. So Shastra and Shastra, दोनों का knowledge होना चाहिए. Nowadays what we see, Shastra side, Shastra only. अब का Shastra ये हो गया है. ठीक. Nowadays that only goes. So they are not really Kshatriya, right? They are, nowadays the rulers are more of a businessman. Pocket full होना चाहिए, बाकी The rest of the things are separate. So the disciple, the Sisya is someone who is ruled by Shastra. And who can give you the Shastra? Guru. Right. So Sisya has this particular meaning. Right. Someone who is ruled by a Guru and who follows the instruction of a Guru. That is when they are actually eligible to be called as a Sisya. Right. Disciple means someone who follows the discipline. That's where it's called disciple. So last for this session, right? So Srimad Bhagavatam also says this same thing. What does the Sisya do? Right, the similar expansion of the same name. Tasmat Guru Prapadyate Jigyasu Sreya Uttamam Sabde Pare Chanishratam Brahmadyu Pashamasraya. Right. Therefore, any person who seriously desires real happiness must seek bona fide spiritual master and take shelter of him by initiation. Very important line. And actually, the next 20 minutes I'll be talking about that. That must seek the center of bona fide spiritual master and by initiation. The qualification of the bona fide guru is that he has realized the conclusion of the scriptures by deliberation and is able to convince other of these conclusions. Such great personalities who have taken shelter of Supreme Godhead, leaving aside all material consideration, should be understood to be bona fide spiritual master. This is the definition of a bona fide spiritual master. Who actually can be Guru? Someone who has the knowledge and not just knowledge, who has experienced it. The Tattva, who knows the Tattva and has experienced it. They only can give you the Tattva. Right? And that's what now, in this case, Arjuna is also saying that. So, same thing, like we discussed the qualities of a disciple, surrenders, right? Prapadya, Jigyasu, you should be inquisitive, but humbly. Like Pariprasthina, but humbly. Right? And then Sreya Uttamam. Again, that's the same thing. Shreyas. What is the ultimate benefit for me? The Shreyas, you should be seeking Shreyas, not prayers. Not like Guruji, मुझे बता दीजिए कैसे मेरे एक घर से 3 घर हो जाए. Right? और मेरे पास 1 लाख रुपए है. How to make 10 lakh in 20 days. So not that kind of guru. Right. What is ultimate good for you? What is the ultimate benefit for you? So this is the message of Lord Krishna, not to only Arjuna, but for all of us. Right. This is what we can learn from that. So Arjuna, being so confused, now he has accepted Krishna as his guru. He has surrendered to Krishna as a guru. We discussed what should be quality of a devotee. And we are at the point where it is mentioned about initiation. So today, the small talk we'll have on the initiation. Right? What is initiation? How it works? Who is the guru? Right? So next, for Bhagavad Gita, we'll discuss next time. Any question from 2.8 we'll take next time. Any question for him? We'll still have 20 minutes. Yes, Monday. That is desire, yes. No. So desire, I have no desires to enjoy the kingdom, to get the material opulences. Desire could be anything. Desire is like you become my guru. Not a bad desire. But there, when the desire comes, it was not a. No one can be without desire, frankly. Okay, let's have that fact. It's impossible, said 100% impossible that a person could be there without desire. You will always and always have desire. But what your desire means for you? Is it for enjoying the material world, enjoying for your sense gratification, or your desire is to progress ahead in the spiritual path? Right. So here when he talks about desire, it is about enjoying the kingdom. It is not like he is desireless. No one can be without desireless. Not possible. It's impossible. You will always have desire. But your desire should be redirected for a good thing. Right. Any other question? आप लोग भी पूछ सकते, that's okay.
One question.
हाँ प्रभु,
Liberation के लिए should I come out of my स्वभाव, मतलब ये mandatory है क्या कि one should come out of his स्वभाव to become liberated?
नहीं प्रभु जी देखिए स्वभाव से come out, that's not mandatory, but your स्वभाव, if so anything, चैतन्य चरितामृत says that thing, कि anything which is प्रतिकूल, anything, not just स्वभाव, anything which is प्रतिकूल to your bhakti, you should actually leave it. And when I say anything, that means anything in the world. Right? You can extrapolate to whatever you think of. I don't have to explain it. So if your somehow you think is creating a hindrance in your bhakti, you should actually leave it. But when it's your और उसके आगे वो explain भी करता है. Anything अनुकूल Krishna, right? Anything which is अनुकूल, which is beneficial for your bhakti, then you should actually embrace it. Do it more. Right. So if your somehow is actually making you advance towards your bhakti, you should embrace it. So no, you don't have to leave. It again depends on where it is leading you to. Right. If a Brahman Swabhav is compassionate, a devotee has to be compassionate. It is leading him towards a higher goal. Then why he should not be compassionate? He must be. Right. So that's not a problem. Any other question? ठीक है, then we'll quickly move to वाचकंतरु विषय कृपा सिंधु बेवजह प्रस्थान पावनी बेव वैष्णव बेव नमः तिक्रु वैष्णव की जय श्री प्रभुपाद की जय जय गौर हरे कृष्ण. Okay. So now next